Stage. I'm here. Don't be rude, Fun2Craft says. Smash that damn like button on the way in. Hey, Jennifer B. Yeah, I kept changing the time because I was watching Dolly Vision and then he cut off before or a little bit early. But I'm wiped out, y'all. I am wiped the hell out. My eyes even look wiped out. I worked all day on my tractor yesterday. YouTube is now live on your channel. What the hell's that? Whatever that was. Pop up of some kind. Anyway, I bought this tractor. Hey, Fun2Craft, what's up? Hey, Don. Jennifer B's going to be back. Hopefully, we'll have some more peeps in here pretty soon. The Mapster is wiped the hell out. Hey, Pen 1010, what up? I bought a tractor, about a month or two ago. And it's like a Kubota, right? It has the big wheels in the back, little wheels in the front, four-wheel drive. It's got a high and a low and a four-speed or whatever. It's got a bucket in the front, a loader, and it has a brush cutter, a brush hog on the back. And I got the whole package for $1,000, not running. And I think, well, Mab's a mechanic, right? So Mab can get anything running. And I got it running, but it ran too good. Map for Turtle Island, season 6, winner. See that? That's Hector. That's Mab right there hanging out under the tree. That's after I win. Christy Tender, Mab. That's funny. Anyway, I bought this tractor. I could show you all a picture of it. Let me get my phone. Hold on. Anyway, oh, well, Mab has never failed in fixing anything that I intended, took on, like any job I took on to fix, mechanical, car, anything. Always been able to fix it. And this tractor is giving me hell. Last night I came home right when Mrs. Mab came home, and I was covered in grease and diesel fuel. Took a shower, started watching a little YouTube, sat down for like half an hour, and I got up and I was like, shit, I can barely walk. Got all stove up. I don't know if it's because of my age and I'm still working like I'm 20. Did it require power tools? Part of it did. I'll explain it to you, Fun2Craft. Anyway, so this tractor was missing parts. So one of the fuel lines was missing. And then I just found out on Sunday, me and Mrs. Mab went up there. We met the lady who lives there. The lady who owns the property, Marianne, responded to a post that I did. I said, I got a property in Soquel. I got this big orchard. I want a tractor that can take care of the orchard and groom it all out and disc it and make it, mow it, make it all nice. Because I plan later to make like a few camping sites there. Mrs. Mab is cleaning teeth today. She works until 5, so she's just had lunch at 1, so I talked to her. But yeah, she's cleaning teeth. She's really good at it. Her teeth are like Colgate teeth, man. She ain't got no cavities. Her teeth are perfectly white. Donna! How hot is it, Donna, where you are? It's not very hot here today. It's what do we got today? Aroma's 73 degrees. It was 61 degrees last night. So we got for the next 74 high, 61, 72 Wednesday, 60 low, 72 in the day, 58 at night, 75 in the day, 57 at night. So we've got the perfect weather in California. So what we have here is a microclimate. So you could go 6 miles east and it'll be like 90, 100 degrees. 10 miles east, you're at 100 degrees. If you go 6 miles west, you're in the ocean. Well, about 10 miles west, you're in the ocean. It's only 83. That's good. It's a cool day over there in Bakersfield. But Hollister gets hot, but not like Bakersfield. Once you get over the mountains there and you get into the Central Valley, it gets hot. But we have a microclimate here, so the marine layer comes in at night and it gets to the upper 50s, low 60s. Open the windows, covers on, cold pillow, perfect. Got the fan blowing, perfect sleeping weather. And in the daytime, good afternoon, Connie, Branch. Good to see you, sweetie. So we have the perfect microclimate. Daytime 70, 72, 73. And when it gets 75 or 80, and that's getting kind of hot for me because I work a lot, so I start sweating like yeah, you need a hoodie at night if you're outside for sure. Anyway, back to the tractor story. So I get this tractor, I get a new fuel line, I get the fuel system figured out, and I fire it up, and it starts running, but it's running to the moon, right? It's just like, how do I get all photos? All photos. So it just takes off, it gets higher and higher and higher. So it's called like a runaway condition. So it's getting too much fuel. So it's getting too much fuel and it's just accelerating and accelerating, accelerating, and it's going to blow up, right? But luckily I had taken the the air filter off. So I was standing right in front of the tube that was the intake tube. So I just put my hand over it, cut off the air to the engine, and it died. So the next thing in the fuel system is fuel injectors. So maybe a fuel injector stuck open. It's the least expensive next step. So, and it's only 3 cylinders. So I bought 3 fuel injectors, a couple $100, which is still not nothing, but it's not $600. So I put new fuel injectors in, I fired it up, and it still went to the moon. This time I was by myself. So I put my hand over the intake and it didn't stop. It kept running. And I'm looking around, I'm in the middle of this field in this little shed. And I got my hand over this thing and it's running away. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? And then, of course, I calmed down and thought about it. And I'm like, I got to depressurize the fuel system. So I grabbed a wrench, depressurized the fuel system, and got it shut down. So I bought a new fuel injection pump. And the new fuel injection pump is a new style. So it's oiled through, you got to put a new oil filter on it. And the oil filter has a place where you put a hose. It goes from the oil filter housing to the fuel injection pump and it oils the pump that way. So I put the new fuel injection pump on and it fired right up, but it only idled. And it idled great. The motor ran perfect, but it wouldn't go off of idle. So and then I remembered I had taped up the intake because I didn't want anything getting in there, like bugs and shit. So I forgot about that. So I untaped the intake. But by that time, I had already called the company and said that the fuel injection pump was defective because it doesn't come off of idle. So they sent me another one. Now I got 2 new fuel injection pumps. And it's still not running. I put the second new one on it and it didn't even idle. I crank it for like 15 seconds, it fires up and then dies. So I got a problem with the fuel system. I don't know what the hell it is. It's either a high pressure problem or a suction problem or a fuel problem, fuel volume problem. So I'm going to figure it out, but I haven't figured it out yet and kicked my ass yesterday. And the fuel injection pump, man, has this one bolt. Everything's hard to put on this thing. So this one bolt is like behind the fuel injection pump. You can't see it. You can barely feel it. It takes a ratchet with two long extensions to even get a fucking socket on the bolt or on the bolt nut, whatever the hell. And it's just a pain in the ass. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But I must have squatted like a bunch of times yesterday because my ass is sore. So I think, yeah, she does. She thinks my tractor's sexy. I want to get it running so I can drive it here and get it running, get it reliable. So I know it runs. I know the hydraulics work because when it was idling, so I had to take the radiator out and the fan off to get to the fuel injection pump where it goes. And there's a gear you have to bring the number one cylinder up the top of the center, and then you have to time it. And it's different than a it's different than a car with spark plugs and you use a timing light. This is, you've got to time it with the fuel injection pump. So anyway, long story short, I got my ass kicked yesterday. Not running. But I'm going to figure it out. It's just a matter of time. But today I was just not feeling it. I was wiped out. I figure I might as well go online. I look fucking tired too. I look tired. I'm too much fun. Yeah. Anyway, pisses me off. But in the meantime, I got curious. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my original fuel pump, which is older? Okay, it's like the year 2000 or something. It's a 25-year-old fuel injection pump that was running so well that it ran away. It was pumping too much fuel, and so before I went to the tractor yesterday, I took the old pump and just started taking it apart. And I figured out what was wrong with it because one of the barrels on the 3 cylinders, it has these barrels that go up and down and it pumps into the high pressure side, and one of them was stuck open. Grandbaby Mab hopefully is going to come in the next year or two. They stopped smoking, Mary Jane and dabbing, which is, I was shocked because she's been doing that since she was in high school. Consistently, like during work and everything, you know what I'm saying? So I was really surprised by that. And they both quit. And I was like, damn. And now she's waiting for a ring for Tyler to propose to her so I can pay for a big ass wedding so they can get married so they can give me a damn grandkid. And I can't wait because I just love kids. I had so much fun when my daughter was a baby, little lower lammy pie. Yeah, so, and in the meantime, I got this chipper that I've already restored. It just needs to be put back together. And I fixed my wood splitter, welded it all up, finished all the welding on it. Works great. I haven't tried it yet, but I know it's going to work great. That's a project I'll show you later. Anyway, I was going to look for that tractor picture. Hmm. Hmm. Where is that tractor? Anyway, you guys know what a tractor looks like. It looks like a tractor. Looks like a Kubota, basically, except it's red. It's called a Genma 254. God. I just found I just found pictures of me demolishing a trailer with my tractor. I did it all by myself too, except I had help one day to put it in the dumpster. I got the splitter working, and I welded a plate on it. I bought another plate, and then I welded it all together. And now it's straight up and down instead of, because before it was like this, and you had to hold the log up against it to get it to split. So I had to add something up here. So I bought another plate and added about 5.5 inches and rotated it. Now it's straight up and down. So I did fix it. Sounds like you have just as many projects as I do. Well, right now I got to paint the house. I'm supposed to be landscaping the front and backyard. I already had the plants all grown and ready to put in. I have a crane to fix. I have a chipper to reassemble. I have a hillside to landscape. I have a deck on top of my cistern that I'm going to put a studio on. I have another garage building to put up right next to my garage, which I already got the pad ready for. Then at the other place, I have a whole shop to redo. I have a whole orchard to redo. I have a whole beach front and the river front to clear out and make all killer so that you can like hang out by the river on the other property and then get it all groomed. You know what I'm saying? Get like a lawn groomed, make it all cool. So yeah. Thanks, redfish, bluefish. Sweet, good to see you. My face is doing pretty good today, but last week it was horrible. It was doing okay when we had the garage sale, but then that next day, it was fucking sucked, man. I mean, some days it just it's bad. What is today? It's the 9th, so it's been 3 years and 2 days since I've had this operation. So they cut my upper and lower jaw, pulled my whole face out, and then plated it. I had arch bars and metal going all through my gums and shit. But they probably dropped the front of my face on the ground and stretched my nerves or something because my nerves never grew back all the way, and they're still changing. As soon as I get used to this, in a week or two, it'll change again. What's a Google furry? Oh, did I Google furries? No, I met a furry. But yeah, that furry person during the yard sale I interviewed kind of on that live, but I haven't Googled furries. What is a furry? Let's ask ChatGPT. What is a furry? A furry, sometimes spelled F-U-R-R-I-E, is a person who is part of the furry fandom, community interested in anthropomorphic animals given human traits, like walking on 2 legs, speaking, or wearing clothes. Here's a breakdown. Anthropomorphic animals. Think of a cartoon character like Bugs Bunny, Sonic the Hedgehog, or Disney's Robin Hood. Furry fandom. Fans create and share stories, costumes, online communities around these kinds of characters. Many furries create their own animal persona, like this little kid, I don't know, she was 13 or something, called a fursona. I guess fursona, that represents them. This could be a wolf, dragon, fox, or even a hybrid. You could be a hybrid furry. fursuits. Some furries make it by costumes, like this person had on, for their fursona, which they wear at conventions or social gatherings. A common misconception is being a furry isn't automatically about sex or fetish stuff. I never assumed that. Well, adult content exists in the fandom. It does make it does in many fan communities involve sexual or fetish content, which is not appealing to the mabster. For the most people, it's just about creativity, art, identity, and socializing. Do you want me to give you a short, simple version or a more detailed dive into the furries community history and culture? Yes, ChatGPT. Tell me. The furry thing started in the 80s? No way. Oh my God, what are these furries? They're nuts, eh? Uh, so I was going to play I wanted to cover the Liam King case. Don't go too deep into that, Mav, and I won't. But yeah, I met a furry. Um, so this Liam King case, I was watching Pascal cover this case and was surprised by his coverage of it. Uh-oh, hold on. I'll be back. All right, let's see. Copy. Paste. Let's see where he was at. All right. First, let's listen to this news conference because can you tell us about Liam? I was moving my daughter from university for. Okay. Liam A. King, 7 years old, I believe, North Carolina, Asheville, something like that. Um, has a Hispanic father and a white mother, but the child was at the mother's boyfriend's house. So that's confusing to me already. So if you have a mom and a dad that live at one place, yeah, I know Dolly was there. I was following him over there. It's my impression that the mom and dad live at one place and then the boyfriend's a different place. And the boyfriend and the mom has a boyfriend, but it's not the dad. So we got that going on. So he was found in a pond about a tenth of a mile from the house, which is a mile. I'm pretty sure it's 5,800 and something feet, but I'll check for sure. How many feet in a mile? 5,876 feet is what I remember. 5,280 feet. So 5,800, 5,000, 5,280. 502. Come on, man. Nav ain't working on all cylinders today. Oh, man. Okay, so 528 feet from his house, okay? That's not very far. They say it was a tenth of a mile, but that's 500 feet. That's like not even that long. It's like a 3-minute walk for anybody walking at the regular speed. So if you take 2 or 3 foot steps, you take 100 steps at 300 feet. Take 200 steps, you've already passed the pond. So it was right near the house. The interesting thing is that they had searched the second pond, the periphery of the second pond, with sticks, poking sticks in the water to see if they could detect a body down there. And then they went, not even a football field, you're right. And then they went to the first pond that they were pumping out, back to the first pond, which they were pumping out. Once they pumped the first pond out, they went back to the second pond, and that's when they discovered Liam in the pond. Now, did Liam enter that pond in between the time when they first searched it and the time when they searched it the second time? Did he enter the pond in that time period, or was he always in the second pond? We don't know. So that's kind of cray to me. But let's listen to this and see what they got to say. Share screen. All right. I thought I had it up already. There it is. All right. Missing Randolph. So I'm not sharing the right screen. So remove that. And then share another screen. Oh. Share screen. Missing. This one I wanted to share. Make this big. Let's do solo layout. That's big enough. Oh, I gotta go back. I can't do that. Hold on. I'm new at this, you guys. You gotta give me a little grace here, all right?
Okay, we'll get started. I think it's 2:30. I want to thank you, the press, for coming and reporting this, getting it out to the public. It helped out quite a bit. But this is not the outcome that we expected. We discovered Liam King's body at 10:15 this morning in a pond located approximately a tenth of a mile from where he was staying at.
I'm gonna say
The body's going to be sent to Chapel Hill medical examiner's office to be examined,
which will take about 3 weeks to get tox or cause of death,
and to determine cause of death. And I want to thank the community for their outpouring of support, meals, water. We couldn't ask for any better support from the neighbors and citizens down in that area, the businesses in southern Randolph County that supported us. The number of volunteers that showed up that were experienced in search and rescue. We had them all the way from New Hampshire.
So in order to participate in this search, you had to be previously certified as a SAR, search and rescue person. That takes courses, whatever, that you apparently you get a certification, and then you're a certified search and rescue person, and then you can participate in searches. But like Dolly was turned away because he hasn't gotten his certification yet, but it's in the works, he says.
Over County. And, that's what it's all about, sheriffs helping sheriffs in a time of need. And I wish we had positive information to give you, but hopefully we can learn something from this and be better next time. Our goal was to find him alive, and we did not achieve that goal. I want to thank all the people behind me that spent most of the last 50 hours working either at the airport or at our command bus on Forest Hills Drive. I will open it up for any questions that you may have.
Next one, Feather.
You're sounding pretty emotional over there. Can you speak to that?
Anytime you deal with a child, you become somewhat emotional. We all have kids. I've got grandkids, and you put yourself in that position. And, this child had a life to live, and it was taken away from him. And I know he's in a much better place now, though.
Is there any sort of reason to believe there was any foul play involved in this?
We don't know
that he did wrong?
We're in the process of investigating that at the present time. We're not going to rule it out. We're going to check and make.
So this young man was autistic, and most people think that autistic kids are cognitively less than disabled. They can't, whatever. Almost every autistic kid that I have met has been smarter than your average bear. I have 2 autistic relatives, and they're like smarter. They, in certain ways, they're very, very smart, like in puzzles and doing like the Rubik's Cube. This kid, at 5 years old, could freaking do a Rubik's Cube in like no time. And he was autistic. So just because they're autistic does not mean that they're stupid.
Sure that everything's good with the body, and the medical examiner will do a thorough investigation, examination of Liam's body.
Around how long will that take?
It will take several weeks.
What was he doing at that house? I know you had mentioned yesterday that he was visiting somebody. Can you give us any more information on that? Who was he visiting?
Liam was with his mother's boyfriend at the time, and the boyfriend actually lived at that residence, and he was overseeing the child during that period when he disappeared.
Was he alone? Was the mom there too, or was he alone?
No, the mom was at another location.
Who found him and what time exactly?
At another location, where? Interesting. I don't know where she was or why the boyfriend was watching him when he has a dad.
Was he discovered?
The body was found approximately 10:18 this morning a.m. by Brunswick County Search and Rescue.
Can you confirm if Liam was found in the same pond that you were talking about yesterday that you guys were working to drain?
No, this was a different pond. The first pond was a priority for us due to the location of it. It was on the property or closest to the property where he was at. And
So the first pond was not on the property, but closest to the property where he was being watched by the boyfriend of the mother.
and it gave us a red flag that he could possibly be in that pond. after searching it, draining it, we moved on to the next pond.
How many miles away was that from?
It was approximately 1/10 of a mile away from the residence.
Was that an area he frequented with his family, friends?
He had been there a couple times.
And can you
So he was familiar with the second pond.
explain to us, just for people who don't know this area, just how many ponds are in that little area?
We, we're a farming community here in Randolph County, and there's ponds that I never knew existed in that area until we started walking, and you would find ponds located here and there. Looking at GIS, it gives you a better understanding of just how many farm ponds are in Randolph County. Quite a few.
And I'm hearing just from some people in the community who are saying that they were frustrated that they weren't able to go out and help search. Can you just
Right,
inform our viewers of why it was so important that it was law enforcement?
As I stated in the last press conference, the best thing they could do to help the citizens was to check their own property in that area. And, this limb was found on someone else's property. We did not want people that were not trained to come in and tamper with evidence, even disrupt evidence that could be used for further investigation down the road if we needed it. And that would, you've got people that are untrained that don't know really what to look for. And that's why we had trained individuals go out initially and look at all the possible places he could possibly be.
What kind of evidence were you looking for?
Anything in this type case, from clothing, lost shoe, just any indication of the direction in which he may have been traveling.
I know we're still early in this investigation, but could we expect charges against the boyfriend?
And a lot of people in the previous one, the Jolly Vision, well, it was probably about 50-50, I think. Should there be charges for the guy who was watching the kid? I have a problem with that because, and I was watching Pascal and he's like, there should absolutely be charging. You shouldn't leave sight of your kid for 1 second, while you're, the kid's playing or something. But I don't know if he's a parent. I guess he is. But I have a daughter. I was a parent. You cannot watch a kid 100% of the time while they're alive. It's just not possible. I mean, you can do the best you can, but when I was a kid, I didn't get watched at all. I mean, when I woke up, my mom said, "Get out of my sight," to all of us 4 kids. You come back at dinner time. That's how it went. And I ran around lakes, ponds, creeks at 7, 6, 7 is when I started running off by myself. And we would be gone all day long, swimming and in the water, all kinds of places. And we never had a problem, but I guess that was back in the day.
We're at the very beginning of the investigation, and we will have to look at everything, take all the evidence for the district attorney and go from there. It's too early to say.
There's a program called Project Lifesaver that's implemented in Wake County. It provides bracelets to kids.
Can you guys hear the questions? Because I can hear the questions. Yeah, Tony, we were just cut loose, man, when we were kids. There was no helicopter parents back then. Hey, Rose, what's up? Good to see you.
Who have cognitive impairments to for a place to be able to track them. Is that something you guys, could possibly implement in the future, or plan to?
It had a phone on it.
Like that, in case this does.
There's no service.
occur in the future?
That would be very helpful to us. We have that same program with dementia patients here in Randolph County. And, it would be very helpful. It would lead us straight to that person. And Liam was not subject to doing this, on a consistent basis. So I don't know if he would be eligible or, I guess, warranted to have a bracelet.
So he was not a runaway kid. He didn't run away. It wasn't a pattern that he did. So that kind of leads me to a sus area myself.
I could see where if a child does that quite often, it would help us quite a bit in locating that person.
And how would you go about, implementing a program like that in the future?
We would look at it. The first thing is knowledge. I want to get someone to come in and talk to us about. I learned a lot, and we all learned a lot about dealing with the cognitive decline. The person.
I don't agree with that cognitive decline statement. Most of these autistic kids are smarter than the average bear, in my opinion.
Who we think is slow, but they're really not slow.
See?
They're smart, and we want to learn as much as we possibly can about the condition he had. And there's a program that is circulating in the state of North Carolina now that offers that, and we're talking neighboring sheriffs about having that program come to us and where we could sit down and learn more about autism.
Do you know which parent was the primary caretaker for you?
I do not know.
Do you know if his father is involved in any way in his life? Or was he?
I think he is, yes.
Have you spoken to the family? How are they doing?
They're, tore up. As you might could imagine, the mother is, she was out there every minute of that search time. And she's doing as any mother would do, coping with it minute by minute. And just pray for her, pray for the family, and pray for these people behind me. They're the ones that pulled him out of the pond. They're the ones that had to put aside their normal daily activity of being with their family to deal with this. They're the heroes that I look up to each and every day.
Was he found on the edge of the pond or within the pond?
It was near the edge, and we had checked that pond before initially, and there was nothing.
Stick.
We did not locate the body.
That was my next question, actually, was there any evidence that maybe he had been wandering around these past few days and then just ended up there, or did it seem like maybe he had been there the whole time?
Well, it appeared to our investigators that he went to the first pond that we tracked him with GPS, the phone ping. It showed that he was at that pond, and then went down a main logging road, and that logging road ended up at this pond. And
Why didn't they check the second pond first?
that was a 1/10 of a mile from the house, approximately 700 feet, maybe a little over.
I don't know when they discovered these pings either, so that could play a role in why they were checking the first pond, draining the first pond, and had not turned their attention toward the second pond until they figured out these pings.
You're saying he had a phone on his person?
He had a phone, but it did not operate a lot of the times. We did try to use it, the technology that we have to ping his location. And we utilized that to put us at the first pond. That's why that first pond was very important for us to look at and search.
Just said before that he pinged him at the first pond and then at the second pond. I thought he just said he pinged him at the second pond.
So to clear up some confusion with some people who obviously are not here and doing the investigation online, whenever you learned of his disappearance, you saw the GPS where he was located. You started at the pond, correct?
We started in the house where he originally was, and we searched every bit, and then we continued outside and did a perimeter search of the outside, and it led us to the pond.
So there must have been footprints at that first pond around the edge of it or something.
Do you have a final message for our viewers?
No, I just want to say that thank you for your support, Randolph County citizens. They're the best, and I want to thank these men and women behind me for putting their family to the side and going to help someone else's family. That's what it's all about. Just continue to pray for the King family because they will need it.
Can I ask you, you mentioned that it was Brunswick County. Of course, they're Coastal County, they're not close to you. Was there something about the expertise of the technology that brought to that helped lead to that?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with the expertise. That was their next area to search. And, I think anybody trained in search and rescue would have found the body.
All right. That,
Can you confirm, was the mom,
so he just said they searched the second pond already. They were draining the first. Okay, they found prints going to the first pond. Got a ping around the first pond. They started draining the first pond because they thought he was probably in that first pond. But during that time, they did a search of the periphery of the second pond with searchers with sticks poking into the water to see if they could find a body. We don't know if there was tracks. There had to have been tracks going into the pond if the kid was in the pond. And you should have been able to see those tracks in the water as you went around the pond with the sticks. Because he had to have, well, maybe he didn't walk into the pond, maybe he rolled into the pond. I don't know how steep the pond banks are, but I got questions.
boyfriend and the father of Liam, a part of the search efforts, and were there any other family members who came out?
We communicated with them throughout the search. But as far as them participating in it, no.
And he did not have a history of wandering.
No.
History of one
Do you know what the boyfriend was doing at the time that he left the house?
That will be part of our investigation.
wouldn't watch the kid.
About it. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but just curious about the other jurisdictions that came in, what kind of resources they were able to bring in. I know that there were some dive teams, different things like that. Could you just kind of elaborate on that?
We had technology from drones, airplanes.
I heard the FBI was working on this too. So drones, airplanes. They had the Starlink eventually.
We had SBI airplane. We had our airplane that we have. We have helicopters. Highway Patrol had their helicopter. Brunswick County brought their helicopter. We had infrared,
There.
sonar. for underwater rescue. And dive teams from all around the state, search and rescue teams.
They actually utilize those. I mean, I don't know how they found him in the second pond. Was a diver? Was he just there? There's a lot of missing information in this press conference.
And is there anything else?
I guess it's still under investigation, but I'm going to be following this one because I'm not going to call foul yet, but I'm starting to smell something here.
Major. But we had an outpouring of support, and you know my phone is loaded with messages and help. And you know when something bad happens in a community such as this, it brings the community together. You know, going out and trying to help this family with their problem, and that's what it's all about.
Do you know what time he actually was missing to when you got the call that he had been missing?
That's still in the investigation phase of it.
Talk about lessons learned. I know a lot of people in the resources came in. What, throughout this experience, do you think the sheriff's department learned? Was there any equipment that you think would have benefited in your service that you'd like to get? Any equipment that didn't work? Just like in general for search and rescue, what did you learn?
Well, Scott, the first thing is phone service in that area. We had none, and we had to get with emergency operations, state emergency management, and they helped us with the system that is used. We used out west some time ago for phone service. We're in the process of purchasing that here, I think, with Randolph County Emergency Management. We just haven't received it yet.
All you need is Starlink. It's cheap. Come on, man.
We acted with, I guess, the best way we could with the phone service being the way it was, and we quickly got it up and working much quicker than I thought we would. And but working with the state and federal folks, they said we did a great job. You know, we don't do this but once every 4 or 5 years.
They can't be experts if they only do it once every 5 years. That's for dang sure.
And it seemed like we didn't have any bad critiques from it, other than not locating Liam before he went to the pond.
It's a pretty big mistake. We didn't have any bad critiques. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. Your state and local partners, they're going to tell you you did a great job.
The state resources, was that first net you were responding, you were referring to?
It was
First net, Starlink, and Verizon. Did your Viper resources work out? Did you bring up any Viper interoperability to help with that?
We did, but I think Captain Grady can probably speak to that better.
Evan Grady, Randolph County Emergency Management. So we did bring in a specialist that is trained through the state North Carolina Emergency Management System to help deal with communication issues, failures, shortcomings. So he, through Chatham County, brought some equipment, a trailer, some cellular data equipment, and Starlink equipment to boast what we could in that vicinity. As the sheriff said, the site presented a lot of issues with connectivity, and we did the best we can by bringing in that resource. Emergency management, our goal is to bring in resources that we don't have currently or that we need in other mutual aid departments.
How easy is it for the department to get Starlink, a mobile Starlink? I mean, that's pretty damn simple. I mean, you can get it for your boat, and it's just a little dish and a couple little boxes, and you're all set. But of course, the government can't wipe their ass unless it takes 30 days.
Or other state agencies might have. So the liaison is the emergency management, working closely with the sheriff's office, helping identify needs of the responders on scene and getting those here as quickly as possible. That
And it's too late.
was very effective in this case, from manpower to equipment to food. The process worked very well.
Sheriff, you mentioned the emotional side of this, and I'm just wondering what kind of support is available for those responders and volunteers who have invested themselves emotionally and doesn't have this unfortunate tragic outcome.
Back in 2018, when I started as a sheriff here, we started a peer support team, which is a group of individuals that are trained and also work alongside you day to day, that can counsel you, that can look and see if there's any inconsistencies with your behavior after seeing something like this or experiencing something like this. So we're here helping each other, and as a group of individuals.
I'm just going to hear this one more time, because did they train these people to be counselors, or are these just people watching out for their buddies?
We started a peer support team.
So that's just, checking on each other with no training.
Which is a group of individuals that are trained
Oh, trained. Okay. I eat my words on that when I'm wrong.
and also work alongside you day to day, that can counsel you, that can look and see if there's any inconsistencies with your behavior after seeing something like this or experiencing something like this. So we're here helping each other, and that will continue throughout the next year, I'm sure. This is one of the longest search and rescues we've ever had
I agree.
here in Randolph County.
Do we think that he would have been found sooner if the service was better out there, since he did have the phone on him? Do we know if that was like an issue with locating him?
No, I don't think the phone service played a huge part. We were there. We would have done, even if we had grade A phone service, we would have done what we did initially. And I don't think it would play a part, no.
Just to get some clarification, had that pond that he was found in, had that already been searched?
Yes, it had. We had went around it and used sticks along the side, and we did not locate the body.
So that pond had already been searched before they drained this first pond, and they didn't find him. So did he enter that pond after the first search of the pond? Very likely could have. He could have been wandering around out in the thick woods and just wandered into the pond in between times. We don't know. So much we don't know now. It's so early.
Any other questions? I want to thank you personally. I know y'all spend a lot of time down there. I appreciate it. And anytime you deal with the death of a child, you've got to handle it very tactfully. And you guys and girls did a great job doing that. So thank you.
That's it. So, what do you guys think? Is Starlink better than Wi-Fi? Yes, and it's stronger. Live streams here use it. Starlink is strong, and a bunch of people can use it as Wi-Fi. So Starlink is Wi-Fi. It's satellite-based Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter where you are as long as you have sight to the sky. So it doesn't matter how deep into the woods you are or anything like that. It works. That's what they had after the flooding. Yeah. Supervision is important. Sounds like maybe could have been prevented. Possibly. I want to know what's wrong with people. Seems like there's a whole generation of people just doing bad things to their kids. There is. Absolutely. Too many. And now I want to talk about autism in general. When I was a kid, there weren't no autistic people. There just wasn't. There was retarded people that were, that's different. That's a birth defect. I mean, it's obvious difference. Something has happened to our, I don't know if it's food. Hey, Net Detective Sweet, thanks for stopping by, buddy. So I don't know if it's something in the water, something in the food, but something has increased the percentage of autistic people from when I was a kid to today by 9,000%. 9,000%. Okay? I'm going to share this. I don't know if you could, I'm going to try to share this with you. Let me see. You can see that? Probably not. Let me see. Can you see that? Step one, the old rate in the 1970s, 0.2 to 0.4 per thousand people were autistic. Let's use the midpoint, 0.3 people per thousand. So that's 3/100ths of a person per thousand people. Convert it to a percentage per thousand people. We're looking at 0.03% in the 1970s. Now let's look at today. 27.8 kids per thousand are autistic. Let's convert that to a percentage. 27.8 divided by 1,000, blah, 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 equals 2.78 children per thousand. The difference in percentage is 0.03 to 2.75, which is huge. That's about a 9,200% increase relative to the 1970s estimate. Answer, autistic diagnosis went from 0.3 in 70, 2.78, 9,200%. Okay. 9,200%. All right. That's huge. Something is up. All right. This is not a fluke. $9,200%. So you're 54. So you were back in the 80s, 70s. Yes, I agree. Supervision is important. But 100% supervision is impossible. I mean, unless you put them on a leash, it's all the injections, probably is. I mean, I don't know how many. When I was a kid, they gave you like, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a round thing on my arm right there. That was it. I think it was 3 injections, and that was it. When I was a kid, 3 things, and it was all major stuff. Like, I don't know what it was, but there's 3. Today, I think it's in the 20s or 30s or 70s. I don't know how many shit. I don't know how much shit they pump into you as a kid these days, but it ain't good. I agree, Tony. 64 next month. You got me beat, Laura. You're an old lady. I'm just kidding. Poor Liam, a child of any Asian donor alone, let alone a disability. Yeah. You're welcome. But let's think about that. 9,200% difference? Something here seems intentional to me. What's in our food? All right. Let me just tell you something. After this operation, I was drinking those smoothies, you know, and so something happened to my digestive. So every 100 kids, there's 3, correct? Right now, there's 28 out of every 1,000. So that's 3 kids per 100. You got that right. So 3 out of every 100. That's a lot. This is a 7-year-old child. Yeah, it's ideal but unrealistic for 100% eyes on kids 100% of the time. No way you can do it. But my granddaughter just took a pediatric course, and there's a new study that says there's a correlation between using cell phones while breastfeeding instead of bonding. I would agree with that. You know what? I can show you what a cell phone can do to your head. Just give me 1 second. Oh, I forgot I had that. Where's my meter at? It's right here. It's called a tri-field meter. I suggest everybody have one of these, all right? It's called a tri-field meter. It will measure the electric field, the magnetic field, and the radio frequency field. The radio frequency can be microwave. Okay, so it makes a noise, right? You guys hear that? So if I hold it by the computer, let's see what it does by the phone. All right. That's the magnetic field. Let's holy shit. All right. Right now it's on way back here. It's at 6%. I'm gonna bring it towards the computer. All right, so that shows you how much electric field. This is RF. So this will tell you about your cell phone. Anyway, this is showing bursts of RF. And when I hold it towards the computer, it's way worse. That's burst of energy. This is the electric field. If I turn it backwards, it's 300 and something. It's 0 right here. 426, 0. All right. So this is a tri-field meter. Should have one because it can tell you how far to stay away from your computer. It can tell you what areas of your property have high dangerous levels of energy spikes. And this energy just isn't harmless, especially the electric field and the magnetic field. The electric field probably worse. RF field is probably worse, but I bought this because I'm going to start hiking and stuff, and there's crazy shit that happens, you know, when you're out. So when you're out, you know, let's see what you guys are saying. My heart stopped for a minute. Smallpox vaccine. I had that scar too, yep. Don't put your phone in your bra. You're going to get breast cancer. Got those shits. What? I'm going to get trackers for everyone for Christmas. Good. But yeah, one of these things is fucking awesome, man. And your actual brain gives off magnetic fields too. I hold it next to Mrs. Mab and it goes, wow. I hold it to mine and it's like, chill. Very low. Mrs. Mab has high readings. Yeah, you don't want to be too close to this shit. Anyway, you can have the sound or the, this is what it is. Anybody wants to buy one. They're not very expensive either. And you can check any source of power lines or transformers. You can check the wiring in your home. If you got some kind of messed up wiring, this thing will tell you. This is my next new toy, a solar wearable phone charger and battery pack. I've been using this, so let me get this out of here. So I've been using this thing. It has like the USB connections, and it also has a, you know, you can charge other shit with it. I forget, mini USB, whatever it's called. But this is the actual solar charger part of it. Then it's also a battery pack, and it has 2 lights on it, but I don't know how to turn those on. How do you do that? I haven't read the directions. Yeah, what about the lights? Oh, and it has these 2. It has these 2 little phone chargers that you can pop out. And it has 2 of those that pop in here. This thing's cool though. I bought it because I was going down to LA for the Haro case, and I ordered a bunch of shit because I was definitely going down there. And then right when I was going to leave, they got arrested and didn't seem like there was a point in going down there. This looks like you could put a phone. Let's put a phone on there. No. Anyway, I got this. I got two 15-foot charging cords and a 26-foot charging cord. So on my yard sale, I used this shit. It's pretty cool. Now we need some cameras and shit because I want to start taking you guys to places around here. Cool places. You know, just to check out. So plug my phone in and hit the flashlight settings into the thing, into this. That might work actually. I don't have any fingernails, so I have to use a credit card. Can't charge. Hey, got a little charging light on it. Flashlight setting. Let's see if that actually works. Nope. I don't know how the flashlight turns on. I'll have to read the directions. But this is cool. I like it. I also got this thing that's cool. Like, if you want to look down a well or something, it's called a borescope. So I've been using it when I work on vehicles, or if I need to look inside places that has this little light. So it has a screen that you can. Anyway, you can look at shit through this, all this cords, fiber optic. I don't know how long this is, but it's like 30 feet. So it comes in handy for working on shit. Gas tanks, it's got a diesel all over it. So I was trying to look in the cylinders of my tractor, but I don't know what the deal is with that tractor, but I can't seem to see the cylinder with that thing. What else is going on? Yeah, the borescopes are really cool. I think Dolly made me a logo for the shirt. Yeah, we're definitely made up of energy. It's good to tri-field meter. That's exactly what it's called. I don't use 5G. I have 5G, but I always select 2G. Tri-field meter. Definitely made up of energy, that's for damn sure. But I want to get to the bottom of why is there so many autistic kids. So autism is not something you can do a blood test for. It's just like Alzheimer's or dementia. It's basically just a series of symptoms. A series of symptoms that they call something. Your man picker's broke. I don't know if you can fix that. Probably fix it with a pistol, but probably don't want to do that. I mean, not you, but the people you pick. Oh, Lord. Yeah, a shit detector. Yeah, it didn't work, Tony. No, the tri-fuel meter does not connect to the solar charger. I'm not ignoring you, sweetie. Bullhorn Laura. There she is. Bullhorn Betty's niece. We should go get a mani-pedi. I have no nails. I got so many toys, you wouldn't believe it. I should show you my new toy that I got. I got a Bridgeport mill out there, and it has a big ass 3-phase converter because 3-phase is the phase of electricity that runs big equipment. You should get one. Oh, I forgot to show you my shirt. It says Mab Media, Mab Lab, Mab Investigates, and See Something, Say Something. I ordered this for, I was going to get down to LA, and I got another hat coming that says media on it. But I got to design a shirt for my channel. Oh, this is last season's shirt. You're right. Wait, yes, no. This season, what season is this? I can't see. Doesn't say. But this is from the first day. No. You're right. Hold on. This. The same. This is one I got on the first day of Turtle Island when I got nominated as the top contender of the whole damn game. And it's exactly the same as this. So there is no season 6. It doesn't say season 6 on it. You guys, I'm worried about my dog. Let me show you. There's something wrong with my puppy. Come here, boy. Come on. Come on. See that lump right there? See it right there? There's a lump on the side of him. I just found it when I was washing it. On the other side, I can't get the camera over there, but the other side doesn't have the lump. And he has it right there. Right there. Poor puppy. Poor baby. Come here, sweet puppy. He's a crotch dog. Look how big this dog is. This dog is huge. He likes smashing his face into my crotch. Good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, my baby boy. We're going to find out what's wrong with you, and hopefully it's not bad, because can't afford to be taking care of no major operations. But I spent 15 grand on a dog one time. God darn it. Yeah. Whew. Gonna be late in the beginning of Turtle Island tonight. Hey Carrie, what's up? Is that called off? What's that called? What? It's a brain disorder. I'm lost. The borescope. The rectangular one is, oh, the tri-field meter or the solar charger? This is the solar charger, and it's a battery bank too because it's heavy. It said it was wearable, but I don't know. I guess I could create something that would carry it on my back or something. But yeah, it's definitely cool. I can plug my phone into it when I'm working on stuff. Like I use it when I'm out working on the tractor, and I can listen to YouTube while I'm working on stuff. So it's pretty cool. 78 Nebraska. Thank you very much. Supposed to be 91. Friday. It's nice seeing Baby Mab. She's beautiful. She is. I love her. My baby. You guys don't know how much shit I went through to keep that little girl safe. I will tell you, I got stories that'll make your freaking curly hair straight from last season, but it doesn't say it. We don't sleep with windows open here. I do. Map for Turtle Island season 6. Once that money and big channels come into it, like Illuminati and Bombshell and Elevated Truth, I beat them all. As far as I'm concerned, the game is over. And Mab won, the GOAT, greatest of all time. I could tell. Can you tell I like to talk? Can you tell I like to talk? It hurts when I talk, though. Yes, Dolly made me a Mab shirt. He was trying to show it to me, but I couldn't really say it. It's some kind of logo. I'm supposed to send him a video of the boats that I have. Because he said he wanted a boat like AWP. I stopped watching AWP because of its pedo freaking creator. Everyone vote to keep Mab. They're gonna come after me, you guys, because I have to be kicked twice to be kicked from the island. So it's gonna be like, well, let's go after Mab first since he has to be kicked twice, right? They're gonna be coming for me, man. I need to win this year. I've been started on season 2. Is when I first started playing. I was 5th. I've never been less than 5th. I was 5th, and then I was 3rd a couple times. I think I was 4th, but I've never been. And the best I've been is 3rd. I got 3rd the last 2 seasons, I think. You bought a Brittany Spaniel 8 years ago for $1,200. I bred white labs for 2 years. Yes, my poor puppy has a. I don't like all the BJ junk. Rock Turtle Island. Oh, the BJ shit. Yeah, the. That's funny. Did they vote? That dude? Yeah, Alex is cool. You can vote for Alex. I told Alex, I had Alex on here on my last live, and I told him I was going to be pulling for him to get him on the island, and I believe is he on the island? I think he's on the island. So I don't mind if you vote for Alex. He definitely wants it. That's for sure. All right, what am I going to do now? Should I show you some stuff? Mab is the goat. Should I show you the boat that I was going to show Dolly? Yeah, then I'd have to do my phone, send a link to my phone, get my phone, then we'd have feedback, and then I could go out there and show you. Or I could just end the live and go watch YouTube. But you guys, we did get him on the island. I like Alex. I met him. I had him up here. He's cool. He's the legend of the online gamer. Alex and his mama. And I don't know if Alex is autistic or if he has a disability or not. I don't know. But he seemed pretty cool. He had a stutter. That's all I could tell. He seemed to be pretty with it. He does cooking videos. I haven't seen any of him. Hey! What's up, Jai? Yeah, poor little guy. I'm not calling foul play on this yet, but I want to know some things. I want to know, does the dad live with the mom? And how old's the mom? I heard 35. I don't know how old the dad is, but I know the dad is Hispanic and doesn't speak much English. Now, it's a boyfriend. I don't know anything about the boyfriend. Yeah. I had to jump over and onto my iPad. Yeah, so I'm back. Alex's mom was on Dolly the other night and she explained about Alex. What did she explain? Mab's going to win Turtle Island this year. Mom and dad do not live together, Mab. From what I've heard, the mom says that Liam was her best friend. Oh my God. Yeah. That's sad. Yeah, the eggs. I mean, Gadali's a genius, I gotta tell you. It failed to enter the hotspot, so I must still have internet. It turns into who has more money. Well, it's part of the game. I mean, it's part of the genius of it, right? For Dolly. He knocks a couple grand down tonight on that game. Do they suspect foul play, guilty of crime? I'm not calling foul play. Hey, Jetlag, what's up? I'm not calling foul play yet, but did you hear guilty of crime? I just figured out the difference between the 70s and 2023, and the number of autistic kids has gone up 9,200% since the 70s. Does that knock your freaking socks off or what? That is cray. That is totally crazy. Jai. I love Jai's channel. She's got totally killer energy. I like it. I like it a lot. Guilty of crime. No foul play. We don't have any indication of foul play yet. I wonder if he got to that pond, the second pond, between the first time they searched it and the second time they searched it. That would be a question 2, but probably he stopped by the first pond, walked down the road, fell in the second pond. But like those ponds, those especially ponds, the first like 2 feet of a pond is like muck, and it's like quicksand. So if you like, it's like thick mud. So if you stick your foot in it, it sucks you in like it's like quicksand. So you can't get out. I don't know if you have all ever stepped in thick mud like that. Yeah, I watched Pascal. Yeah, all these ponds, like the first couple feet are just like muck. So if like he walked into one of these ponds, first you put your 2 feet in, you cannot pull your foot out because its suction keeps you in it. And then the more you struggle, the deeper you go. Then if you have to kind of lay down and kind of squirm your way out, but then now you're in the water. So those ponds are really dangerous for kids because it depends on the bottom silt. But over the years, the silt builds up thicker and thicker and thicker. Now down at the bottom is like a clay. It's waterproof, but then you got that whole layer of decomposing plant matter, leaves, bugs, fish, all that shit. That turns into this muck that can suck you in. It's like quicksand. It's horrible. I've been in it before. I had to save a dude out of, we were building a septic tank, or we were putting in a new septic tank, and he was digging out the place, but it kept caving in. Part of it kept caving in, and he was digging it out, and then the excavator started to fall in, so he jumped down in the hole and was trying to level it out with a rake and shovel. I'm like, dude, get out of there, you're gonna freaking die, right? Well, part of the thing caved in and got him up to his knees, and he couldn't get out. He's like, yeah, help me, I'm gonna die. And it's like quicksand, man. It's even worse than quicksand. It's more suctiony than quicksand. And this dude, when I was doing the septic tank, he got caught in that wet mud that came down and got him up to his knees, and he couldn't get out. So I had to go down into the hole to risk my own life to dig him out so he didn't die. Yeah, nasty shit. I did a lot of charge somebody with neglect. They did say that they don't charge with that crime. It might be just a neglect charge. I have trouble with that because when I was a kid, it was like go out and play, get out of my sight. I guess we were feral kids. We just went outside and went through the cornfields and shot our BB guns and went to the rivers and the lake. I was swimming across the lake when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, across the whole lake just for fun. And parents didn't even know it. Yeah, it's definitely like quicksand. You got quicksand in Bakersfield. Wherever you got sand and water, you're going to have that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to cover. What else do we got? I was going to cover Pascal because I didn't agree with some of his commentary, but I'm not going to get into doing that because one of my rules is I don't bash other creators, so I'm not going to do that. They might charge somebody with neglect. I want to know what the relationships are. I'm sure all this is going to come out as we wait, probably by tonight even. Who knows? Somebody's going to know something. Somebody's going to say something. Guilty of Crime probably come out with a video tonight or tomorrow. She'll have all the dirt or all the She'll be reading the tea leaves. She'll have it all. And I'll be there watching. How long have I been live? Hour 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm recovering from yesterday, man. I got whooped. I woke up, my butt muscles were so, I must have done 100 squats yesterday, getting up and down off the ground, working on that damn tractor. I'm so sore when I walk out, I could barely walk. But I'm pretty good now. You're not my age. You were probably born in the, let's see, looking at you, you were probably born in the early 80s, I'm going to say. Guilty of crime, early 80s or the most late 70s. Come on, man. My age, I'm 62, so that's old. Not that old, but old. A lot of people my age are like all stove up. Can't even do anything. Sitting in their chairs, man. That's it. Short legs. How's it going? Who wants to come up and chat with the Mamster? Jai? Short legs? Anybody? I'll toss a link down here on Jaw. There it is right there. Come up and chat for a few minutes. I got a little bit of time before I got to get out of here. Southern Side Eye. That's a cool name. You're the killer Kern River. You're the Kern River killer, Donna. Jay. It's Jai, man. Like Jay. It's Jay. Okay, it's Jay. Jai is Jay, but it's Jai to me. Jay, I guess that makes sense. J-A-I. I don't see anybody pop up in the next 5 minutes, I am out of here. But you guys, I want you to think about why there is 9,000, see, I told you, late 70s, early 80s. I guessed it right on the money. You are 49 or 50. Something like that. 46. 46. You're looking good too, girl. Not bad for 60s. I still got brown hair, right? It's not all gray. It's just gray. See, if I shave this, put a little dye in my hair, got a little bit of facelift, shit. You're just a baby, Jai. Great stream, man. Thank you. You're welcome, Don, and thank you for being my mod. Thank you, Jennifer B, for being a mod of mine. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I'll be over there in 20 minutes. All right, Jay, I will see you over there, and I'm gonna get out of here like right now. So, peace. And until next time, I'm going to start streaming more. I'm going to start bringing you guys places, some cool places where I live in California here. We got the coolest places, like right in my area that you could possibly see. People come from all over the world just to come here. Crazy. All right. Unicorn, Indiana, you're just coming in and I'm just coming out, leaving out. All right, you guys. Peace. I'll see you next time. See you at Turtle Island tonight.